Yeah, all lives matter. That is that's true. All lives do matter. But I gotta say, and I know a lot of people have seen this over and over and over and over and over and over and over on social media. We're not saying that your life doesn't matter. What we're saying is we need you to realize and and we need you to believe when we say that black lives matter, because if you've if you've researched the past 10 years, let's just say 10 years, the amount of police brutality to unarmed black men and women have been astronomical. So in a way, there's some kind of disrespect or some kind of dismissive action to black lives when it comes to law enforcement. That's all we're saying. All lives do matter. We're just saying that just because he's got a couple of speeding tickets on his record, or maybe maybe some jail time on his record, doesn't mean that his life didn't matter when a cop shoots him and he was unarmed. We're not saying that doesn't happen to Hispanics. We're not saying that doesn't happen to whites. We're not saying that doesn't happen to islanders. We're not saying that doesn't happen to people all over the world. We're just saying that it happens more rampantly in the black community, and it's been proven. When it comes to police brutality, when it comes to law enforcement, that we are dropping like flies and nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody, 9 times out of 10, is serving time for it. These police officers are not going to jail. They're getting a slap on the wrist, if that, because I don't see how you wouldn't enjoy paid time off, paid leave for 2 weeks, and then you're back on. You get back to your job. I don't see how that was a punishment. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. Now, before I met my girlfriend, I have to credit her, I used to say all lives matter. I did. Because I don't even know. I can't even. I'm not even in that mentality anymore. So it's kind of hard for me to remember why I thought that. But I don't know if it was because I just got out of the Navy. I've always been around multiracial groups. I've always befriended multi-races, men and women. But whenever I see a black guy on TV being shot and just dying all over the news, and people will start being protest, people will start being angry. It's the same thing. It's the same cycle over and over and over and over again. What I believed back then was that there was nothing you could do to stop cops shooting us. I'm just gonna be honest. That's why I said all lives matters. Not, I'm not speaking for everybody who thinks that, obviously, or I'm not speaking for anybody who doesn't think that, who says all lives matter. I'm just speaking for me. And for me, back then, you're not gonna stop police officers from shooting us because we're black. That was my reasoning. And that was a very kind of disgraceful kind of mentality. Of course it was. Of course it was. But you gotta think, I had a privilege of being in the military. So I know once they looked up, if I ever got pulled over, once they looked up my record, they could see, oh, he's a veteran. He's good. So that is how I used my military experience as a privilege. It's a touchy subject. I'm not going to get into that when it comes to white people. I can only speak for me. Maybe you guys are the same way with the color of your skin and using it as a privilege, but I can't say because I'm not white. That's on y'all. I'm just saying for me, that's why I thought the way I thought, because I had a privilege. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do to stop the police from killing other black guys. It was very, I mean, is it selfish? I mean, I did my 4 years. It's not like I didn't put my life on the line. It's not like I had a regular job where I went home every day. I didn't go home every night when I was in the military. So I don't know if it's selfish or not, but that was just the way I thought. You know what I mean? And no matter how loud, back then, was what I thought was just no matter how loud you say Black Lives Matter, there's not much you can do when it's the whole system. It's everybody in it. From the police officers are kind of like, what are their second? First is like, what, security guards or people like business owners who call the police. You know what I mean? Then it's the police. Then it's the mayors. Then it's the governors or vice versa. Then it's the Congress. Then it's the Senate or vice versa. Don't quote me on this. I'm not claiming that I know the systemic, representation of government. I'm just saying those are the roles of people that we feel or that we know that we believe that are in power. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, oh, this person that you don't even know who's in the whatever. I'm just naming the people who I believe that are in power. All right, so don't quote me on that. So governor, Senate, then Congress, then the president, and then, governor, Senate, the president, then Congress, because Congress is the ones that send the bill to the president, and president signs it or whatever, right? And then, I know this for a fact, the Federal Reserve. So you can come at me whatever you want with that. They run our money, so they are the ones that's at the top. Those are the people they are the powers that be. There's nobody over the Federal Reserve. There's nobody over the people who control our money and who keep us in debt. All right, that's a side note. It's another discussion, I don't want to say argument, but I don't want to get into that. But yes, so it's just so many of those people who believe in the police. I'm not going to say that they're racist, even though I really do want to say that, but I don't know them, and I can't judge them by what's been happening as of late and for hundreds and hundreds of years, if not centuries. So I don't know them personally, so I can't say that they are all racist. I won't say that. So I'm just saying that they all believe in the system that they're in. They all believe in the police. So no matter how loud you say Black Lives Matter, it really is not going to do anything to them. This is how I was thinking. But I mean, just reiterate, make sure you guys realize this is how I was thinking back then, 2016, 2017. This is how I was thinking. So no matter what I did, if I held up a sign, Black Lives Matter, if I got on the loudspeaker, Black Lives Matter for 2-3 weeks, nothing's gonna happen because it's all set up. Like Tupac said, it's a setup, but you gotta keep your head up. You know what I mean? So that's my reasoning. That's how I felt. That's how I was thinking back then when I said all lives matter. I just want to put that out there. I just want to give you guys just a clear-cut picture and just put myself out there for anything. You guys want to ridicule me, go ahead, whatever. I don't think that way. I don't think that way now. But I just wanted to witness or confess of how the way I was thinking when I said all lives matter. I don't think that way now. After I met my girlfriend, and she didn't really go into it because we did have an argument, and she was like, if that's the way you think, that's the way you think. We kind of agree to disagree. But I don't know, obviously it's somebody who died after that in 2017, or maybe no, not that somebody died. I think I met some other people. Oh, no. Okay. So I started researching more black people that died, because we were on the Trayvon Martin case. We were just on the Trayvon Martin, and she's like, oh, I protested for that. And then, because, all Black Lives Matter. I'm like, well, all lives matter. And then we got into an argument. So that's when I started researching everybody else. Philando Castile. That shit hit home. I'm just like, so they don't give a fuck about your family either? They'll shoot you in front of your kid? That's when it hit home for me. And I was just like, yo, they don't think of us as people. They don't think of us. I don't even think they think of us as animals, because the way that they treat us is lower than animals. Like, you're gonna pet an animal, you're gonna make sure you're not gonna kill it. You're not gonna kill a stray dog, is what I'm saying. You might not invite it into your home, but you're not gonna kill a stray dog. I mean, damn. If you're a decent person, you're not gonna run over a dog. If you can stop. If you can't stop, if it's on the highway, okay, you can't stop. But in the street, if you're a decent enough person, you're not gonna run over a dog. But the police, when it comes to black people, they will. And it's been proven over and over and over and over and over and over again that they will. It doesn't matter who's in the car with you. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter. They will kill us. They will kill you. And I couldn't stand for that. And I'm not gonna stand for that. So I can't say all lives matter anymore. I just can't. I can't say all lives matter anymore, because you guys don't realize that on the totem pole, if there was a totem pole, it'd be whites and it would be blacks at the bottom. Straight up. Disagree if you want, but we are at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm gonna try to say this again. We are not saying that your lives don't matter. We're not saying that white people's lives don't matter. We're not saying that Islanders people's lives don't matter. We're not saying Caribbean people's don't matter. Caribbean lives don't matter. We're not saying Mexican or Latino lives don't matter. We're not saying Indian people of India and Persian lives don't matter. We're not saying the UK, people in the UK lives don't matter, or France or Italy or Sweden or Norway. We're not saying your lives don't matter. But who do you see on the TV being killed every 6 to 9 months since 2014? Not even. I'm sorry, I forgot about Oscar Grant. Since 2009. I'm sorry, we forgot about, Emmett Till. Since 1955. Who do you see being shot in the middle of the street for no reason, unarmed? Who do you see with a knee on their neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds? Who do you see being shot in front of his child and wife? What kind of race do you see being shot in the back while he's running away from the cops? What race do you see being shot while they're asleep in their bed? What race do you see being shot while they're asleep on their couch watching TV? What other race do you see being victimized and ridiculed and taken advantage of all day, all over media, all the time? Blacks. They're all black. They're all black. What race do you see a guy selling cigarettes and he gets choked out by 5 men, by one police officer in particular, but the other 4 officers don't say anything, and nobody gets indicted for it? There's no trial. Nobody went to court. Nobody got fired. What race do you see that happening with when it comes to the victim and police? Blacks. I don't think we can emphasize that enough. I don't think we can stress that enough. It's not about black lives as us by ourselves. Obviously, all lives matters, yes. But right now, nobody respects black lives. Nobody's fighting for black lives. It just so happened just now they're starting to, but back then it never happened. It went away after 2 weeks. It went away. Nobody did anything. Nobody went to court. We got lucky with a few cases here or there where somebody did go to court. I know the case of Oscar Grant, he served 1 year and got right out and got back out. I'm not sure what's happened after that, so I can't speak on it. But I know the police officer did serve a year, but then he got out. So we did somewhat have some victories out of all the other cases, which makes it come down to actually not being a victory as a whole, because we only got 2 or 3 cops that got indicted. I can't even think of another case where the cop went to jail. I mean, you saw what happened with Trayvon. You saw what happened with Zimmerman. That happens every day in the black community. That's all we're saying. So I can't say all lives matter anymore. I have to say Black Lives Matter, because the police have no regard for black lives. And then after everything's said and done, there are only maybe a few whites, a couple of Hispanics that fight for us, but nothing is done. Nothing is done about it. We just keep going on and living our lives like nothing happened. Like, oh well, we tried. So I'm happy that it's changed now. Didn't want to make this video so long. I just realized it's been 20 minutes. I'm happy that people are talking up now. I'm happy that things are starting to change. It looks like things are starting to move in the right direction for in favor of black people. So I'm glad for that. But I can't say all lives matter anymore, because they don't. And we want all lives to matter. It's just that we all have to be on one accord about black lives. And that's where we want to start. That's what we want people to acknowledge. If you can say Black Lives Matter, we want you on our team. We want that to be a thing. And it's not, I'm sorry to say team, but it has to be all of us, guys. It has to be all races. All races. All races have to be able to come together so we can stop all this racism. Stop being divided. Stop having all these problems and as a country. I want to get into that. So I know this video is longer than I thought, so I'm going to sign off. But guys, just be educated, be respectful, have compassion. Just have compassion. I just want to really stress that. Just have compassion for your fellow man or your fellow woman that you call a friend. And even if you don't call them a friend, we're all earthlings. We're all human beings. God didn't create this whole experience for us to kill each other during it. This thing that we call life. We're supposed to enjoy it, guys. Alright, so hope this video wasn't too long. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're still here, I appreciate you listening to me. Alright guys, I love you. I'll see you guys on the next video. Be truthful out there. Be safe. Stay truthful.